You, yeah, you. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Then what are you waiting for? Click the button.
Welcome to another episode of Silk Sessions After Hours Unfiltered. I'm your girl, Mimi Michelle, your hairstylist, your author, and your podcaster. I had an amazing weekend, and we're going to get into that. But before we get into it, you know what we got to get into. Oh, wait, park the car. Happy Monday. Before we get to anything else, let's get into this cocktail for conversation. So, I've had a couple of duds because I really don't know what a lot of these cocktails taste like. And I may go revisit some of my favorites. I don't like to get on here and be like, ooh, this ain't good. But today, I know this is going to be good because I'm doing a boozy Coke float. Rum and Coke float, might I add. So, oh, don't that look delicious? Got me a little cherry on top. So this is what I have in here. I have an ounce of vanilla rum. I have an ounce of salted caramel vodka and Coca-Cola, and I top that thing with a cherry. Baby, don't it look good? Ooh-wee. Now let's see what it's working with. Okay. Oh, before I taste it. So I took the rum and the vodka and I blended it together. Then I put it back in the freezer to kind of stiffen it up because I didn't put any milk. I put a little ice, but I wanted it to be kind of frozen. Okay, then I just poured that Coke. Oh my God. 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 So very good. Give me one more sip. This is dangerous. Dangerous. Speaking of dangerous. So y'all already know where I was this weekend. So Friday at the premiere, and I did a whole video about it. I was so excited after the movie was over. And do you know, so that's why I keep looking over here to see if this green light is on. I did a whole thing, but I was so emotional after the Michael movie that I just didn't review it like I wanted to because I really don't want to tell y'all what the movie is about. We'll first start with the theater that me and my sister went to. So it was me, my sister, my little niece, and one of my sister's vocal students. And first of all, we all are musically inclined, so we thought it was important for Paris to see the movie. She was really quiet. She didn't say anything, so I didn't know if she liked it or not. And I was like, what's your favorite part after the movie was over? And she did her fingers like this and started moving her fingers backwards. She was like, the moonwalk. I was like, what? But when she got home and talked to her mama, she was like, his daddy was so mean. She was just breaking the movie down, so she really paid attention. And then my sister's vocal student, she loved the movie. Baby, that little girl is funny to me. She can go anywhere with me anytime. Before I get into this movie, I want to talk about the theater I went to. Stars, count your days, okay? First of all, the tickets was $20. The kids was $15. My total bill just for tickets alone was $85.25, okay? We were the first ones to get to the theater. Y'all know I've been excited. I've been talking about this movie for months. So I was there. They were still cleaning the theater out, but from the people before. So we was the first ones to sit down, okay? So we were the first ones to take our order. Do you know our food never came out? When it came out cold. Everybody was getting their food around us. They brought the dessert out before they brought the food out. Then the bill was still $111. I was like, you know what? I should have went to Escape like I wanted to because, yeah. Now, they did accommodate my sister because I bought the tickets. She bought the food. I just should have had my snack pack. If I'd have had time, I'd have had me a little snack pack. For those of you who don't know what a snack pack is, keep thinking about it. That's when you have your own snacks in your purse. Because the truth of the matter is, I really don't like movie popcorn. It just tastes like oily popcorn. M&Ms are like $6 for the box when you could just go to like the HEB and grab you a bag of M&Ms. The drinks are way too expensive. But anywho, that's enough about that. Ooh-wee. What can I have one more sip? We're going to get into it. Okay. So, and I got some more Coke over here to keep the party going. That is so very good. Okay. So, the Michael Jackson movie was so inspiring. You got to see him as a child. And I know they had to chop it up. And I know they had to, it's still entertainment, but they showed him as a child all the way up into bad. I know it's going to be a part 2. It's got to be a part 2. Michael's life was just too much to end with that just one movie, right? So inspiring. So, to see him as a child again, when they start doing Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, I cried. I'll just be honest, I'm crying. And don't listen to people talking about the movie wasn't good. Judge that for yourself. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I was one of those people that never got to see Michael Jackson in concert. So this was the closest thing to it on that big old screen. Now, I do want to go back and see it one more time. Then I saw today that it's going to be on Stars this summer. But I don't know if I can wait that long. I think, is my camera crooked? I don't know, but I'm not going to straighten it out. Y'all love me crooked tonight because it is late and I am tired. It's been a very, 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 very long day. If you know about Michael Jackson, you know that he used to manifest every single thing, and everything he manifested, it was the gift and the curse. The same thing that he wished for consumed him. And because he was a shrewd businessman, they kind of show that, but don't show that. They show his really sensitive side, but they also show his artistic side. They also show how he was a visionary, that he was a musical genius, how he just didn't see the music. He saw the business. He just accepted nothing less than greatness when it came to his craft. And although his daddy was an a-hole, which the man who played Joe Jackson played that part, and Nia Long, yeah, you was Catherine. You was Catherine. You did a real good job. But I think because Joe Jackson was so shrewd, now these are not things that they show. It's just if you follow, if you follow the Jackson story, I think he was that businessman. And apart from everything else, Michael Jackson was that businessman. Jermaine Jackson was that other side of Joe Jackson. That's just my opinion. So let's talk about, let's get into it. Jafar embodied him. He embodied him. It was just like watching Michael. Now there was a time where I saw Jermaine, because that is Jermaine's son. And it was just for one, I can't really tell y'all when it was, but when I looked at him, I saw his father. But he embodied Michael, like as far as how he spoke, because his voice is not like Michael Jackson's, but he emulated him so well. And you know what it is? When you are a singer, you can kind of learn how to talk like people. Like I can make my voice do different things because I'm a first soprano. So I can make my voice do different things. I can make my voice sound like my mother's, Michelle. My mother has a really deep voice. I can make my voice sound like my sister's. And if I had to play my sister, I would lip sync it, but I'm pretty sure I could. because we look kind of just alike. What else would I say about this movie? I would say go look at it. I would say if you are in business of any kind, if you are an artist, if you are an author, if you are a singer, if you are a writer, you really need to see this movie because it will inspire you. I have a saying, I aspire to inspire, and this movie will inspire you. Now I want to shift a little bit, get into the mess a little bit, because we all know that Randy Jackson and Jermaine Jackson got the same baby mama, right? But I'm going to tell you who the coldest piece was. The baby mama. I'm going to go and say allegedly. But this has been in the media for years. But I'm going to go and say allegedly. When Randy and the mother met, she was 17, and I believe he was 24. That's why you have the issues you had. She was gangster. She was a kid, but she was gangster. She was trying to make a way out of no way. She was from Colombia, I believe. And she was a kid. What you gonna do with a kid? But think about it. Because they didn't have a childhood, Randy probably had a little bit more freedom than the rest of them. Because, you know, once you get on the tail end and the rest of the boys, they're gone doing their thing. Reby that moved out years ago. Janet and Randy probably had the most freedom out of all the kids, even though Joe kept a tight grip on them too. But the girl moved in the house with Randy. Randy goes off and gets married to another girl while he's still with this girl. And after they had a couple of kids, then Jermaine undercuts, and he not only has kids by the girl, but he marries the girl. Then he finds out the girl was already married to get her green card. So I'm telling you, she gangsta nip, she gangsta boo. So you wonder why you had the issues. You dealt with a kid that was crafty. And she lived in that house, and they couldn't put her out, and they say Catherine allegedly couldn't stand her. So, Jafar, that's got to be weird. You got your cousin brothers. You got your uncle stepdaddy. I mean, I don't know how to take it. But anywho, that was that. Then Saturday, it was prom day at the salon. So I had the honor of doing two sisters. They were both going to their senior prom. It was wonderful. And then to see the smile and the looks on babies' faces, or on people's faces, period, after you finish their hair, it's just something that you can't describe. Speaking of that, this is what I need people to do. This is what I need clients to get back to doing. Picking up the phone and calling if you want an appointment. I know they got where you can book your appointment online, but if you got one of them hairstylists like me, I'm still old school. I still take my appointments by phone. If you text me and I don't answer, I'm not ignoring you. I work with my hands, and I'm talking to you, and you know who I'm talking to because you're my child. You've been coming to me for years. Pick up the phone, y'all, and call. The world is so strange. Nobody wants to talk anymore. And when they do talk, they only want to FaceTime. And then if you don't answer their text, they get offended. They get a whole attitude problem. And I'm like, but maybe I was busy. Maybe I didn't hear the text message. Phone calls ring. I got my phone set on old school ring. If you call me, I'ma hear it. Now, unless it's a bad signal. But if you text me, I may not hear that. I'm sorry. Especially if I'm at the shampoo bowl or I'm doing hair. I'm not gonna hear that. Sorry. So, y'all stop getting offended when y'all hairstylists or even your friends don't return your text. Pick up the freaking phone and call. Good night, Irene. Sheesh. Y'all, this dangerous. Because you really can't taste the rum and the vodka, but I know it's there. And the cream, and then the sizzleization. Yeah, I make up words of the soda. Yeah, this say big wheels keep on turning for sure. This says you need to do a run afterwards. So, what else happened Saturday? Okay, so toward the end of the day, I had some more clients come and we were talking, and I know this girl well. I've been knowing her since I was 19 years old and I'm 54. And she's been walking with Christ. Like, I grew up in the church, but my relationship didn't become my relationship to well into my adulthood. I just knew Christ from what my grandmother told me, from going to church as a kid. But this girl has been walking with the Lord since we were in our early 20s, right? Full-fledged relationship. And the reason why the faith is falling apart, and I'm going to say this, and y'all can charge it to my head and not my heart, is because people at church are rude. People at church sometimes can be rude, especially when you are in ministry. If you come to church and you just come in and you sit in the congregation and you enjoy service, you enjoy the choir, you enjoy the greeters, you enjoy the ushers, everybody's nice. But when you get into ministry, that's when your growth shows, because sometimes leadership can be extremely rude, and sometimes people who you are in ministry with are rude and mean to one another. And so people who do not have that walk with Christ like you do, they was like, why would I go to church? I hear it every day. I've been a hairstylist for a real long time, especially from men. They don't want to go to church. And you need to be around other believers. So I'm saying all this to say, I've been knowing this girl for a really, really long time, and she got into a new ministry. She wanted to try something new. And it's like the what you call that ministry where you work the cameras and stuff. It's getting away from me, but either or, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So they were mean to her. They're rude to her. They talk to her in a kind of way to try to get her out of that ministry. Here's the thing. You have some people in the choir who really need to be in another ministry. They can't sing, and they sing the loudest. You got to find your fit, but you have to be patient with people when they're finding their fit. Because the Bible said there are many, the body of Christ, everybody has a part. What's the scripture? There are more, I'll just say it like this. There are more people in the pews than there are behind the scenes. But we got to be nicer to one another, and we got to stop being disrespectful to one another, and we got to stop being mean to people who visit. And when people join church who are new to the faith, you have people that come down the aisle, right? You got people that come down the aisle, right? Some people are just looking for a new church home, but they have relationship. But then you have these new people who they're new to the faith. They were touched by whatever we sang. They were touched by whatever the pastor preached on. And their outfit might not be appealing to you, But the Bible says, come as you are. And if you're nice to them, then they will grow and they will learn that they got to cover up a little bit. But don't be rude to them when they first come. They'll never come back. You know how many people, they join a choir or they get in a ministry and they're all excited about it. And then when they get there, they get to see it from the inner works. They get to see the inside and they're turned off. And they don't just walk away from the ministry. They walk away from the faith. They walk away from the faith. So we have to do better. Well, I went in tonight, didn't I? And I didn't show y'all one TikTok reel. Well, that's okay. We're not going to do a TikTok reel tonight because we're already at 20 minutes. We just got to learn to love one another. We do. We got to learn one another and be kind to one another. It's so much going on in the world right now that we can't afford to be mean to each other. We got too much other stuff to worry about. Well, I'm your girl, Mimi Michelle, your hairstylist, your author, and your podcaster. Don't forget to grab your copy of The Night Shift at Hope Central Trilogy and get ready for Camille, The Rebirth of a Reckoning. If you want a autographed copy, DM me. DM me on Instagram at Mimi Michelle Novels, and we can work that out. Or you can just order on Amazon, and the links will be in the description box below. Thank you. Love you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.